Alright, let's go. So, heading off to the gym, 6 a.m-ish, 10 past. A little bit late today. What I'm going to talk today is about not giving up. So, if you've been following along, you know in the last couple of weeks I've been cold contacting some potential businesses to work with. And not that it's any surprise to me, but it's been a lot harder than I expected, which is weird because I knew it'd be hard and I knew it would be harder than I expected. But it's not until you do it that you're like, oh damn, I was right. And this isn't a case I wanted to be right. I expected it was hard. It was going to be hard. And I was hoping that it was going to be wrong. But I wasn't, and it's very hard. So now's about the time where you start getting that feeling of, it's not working. Maybe I should stop. Those feelings of doubt start creeping in. They're creeping in for me, for sure. And basically, there's two choices from here. I can either succumb to those ideas of, yep, I was right. It is really hard. I should do something else. There's a different way, or I should give up. But what I often say is that the right thing is usually the hardest thing. Because if the right thing was the easiest thing to do, then everyone would do it. And it wouldn't be worth doing. So instead of giving up, while I am going to explore other opportunities, because I do have the capacity to do that, I'm going to redouble my efforts and keep contacting people. I'm going to change my pitch a little bit, and I'm going to go back out there and contact another bunch of people and measure the result. Because it's funny, on one hand I can be like, oh no, it doesn't work. But then on the other hand, if I was external to my business and came and looked at it, I'd be like, you've emailed 30 people. There's nothing. It's like, try emailing 1,000 people and then you can tell me it doesn't work. And so that's exactly what I'm telling myself. It's like, I haven't even emailed 100 people. Percent means out of 100. So I can't even accurately say my percentage success rate is X. Because I haven't even done the bare minimum, which is 100. And there's been plenty of other times in my businesses that I've gotten to a point like this, and plenty of times I've succumbed to that feeling and given up. And there's so many examples of this where I've wasted time, because you ultimately end up coming back to it when you realize, oh, you know what, I didn't really give it a good shot. Maybe it would work if I tried better. And this in particular happened with running kind of paid ads with Navexa. So when we initially ran it, I was like, oh, it's going to be easy. And this was years back. And surprise, surprise, it wasn't easy. We couldn't really get it working. And we gave up and you're like, no, ads are no good. They're no good. We're never going to get them to work. Then inevitably 6 months later, we're like, oh, we did kind of half-ass it. What if we tried this other thing? And we're like, this time we're really going to put in a good effort. And we do a couple months, still couldn't get it working, but no, we were right the first time. It's no good. And now repeat that a couple more times, which is legit what has actually happened, including at the start of this year, where I sat down with my co-founder and I was like, no, look, the other times We've mucked around, we didn't put in a solid effort. This time we're going to do it and not give up and go through the cycles. We're going to test, we're going to iterate, we're going to find ads that work. And what happened? We gave up after 2 months. But now we're back. And this time, and I'm putting this in this video so I can come back and watch it. This time we're not giving up. Until I can do like a solid 6 months, and at the end of that 6 months, look myself in the mirror and be like, you know what? We went really hard on this. We tried everything, and it didn't work. Then that will be the evidence I need to stop. But until then, I was just giving up. And so, on that note, I'm at the gym. Do not give up. I'll be right back. We're back. Alright. Walked up to the wrong car just a moment ago. Hit the button to unlock it. And noticed my car, 3 cars down, lights flashed. So that was a moment. So, we're heading back home now. It's foggy as shit outside. It's going to be one of those days, but luckily I'm going to be inside. So, what was I talking about? Not giving up. So it's a good reminder for myself because we're about to go back into doing some paid ads. And the funny thing is, the last time we did paid ads, the reason we gave up is because we thought it wasn't working properly, because we were using a particular tracking tool. And you have to use one of these if you're doing ads. And what it does is track everything from the click of the ad all the way through to the exact sale generated from that ad. So you can basically look at a report and go, that ad with that picture on Facebook and that position on Facebook results in the most sales. So anyway, the reason we stopped is because we were looking at our report and we're like, no, the Facebook campaigns they're not getting us sales, you know? So we turned them off. And then as I thought about it over the last month or so, I'm like, it didn't get one sale? I was like, that can't be right. So I looked into our reporting tool, and this is, I think, a common pitfall that a lot of people will fall into, because it's something I overlooked for a long time, but it's the attribution model. So the reporting tool we were using was using last touch attribution. And what that is, so say a person clicks on the ad on Facebook, that's the first touch. Then like a few days later, they get one of our emails and they click a link in there, that becomes the last touch. And then maybe even beyond that, they Google us one time and click our ad at the top of the Google search results. Now that becomes the last touch. So you can see how suddenly it was saying, oh, your Facebook ads are no good, because actually these things were the result of the sale. But for us, it's like, well, no, the Facebook ad is what got the customer to the product in the first place. So we do want to know about that. So what I did was I changed the reporting and had a look, and it's like, what do you know? We've got a particular ad combination that was profitable. And it was a bit stupid that I let this mistake happen. But on the plus side, I figured it out only after 2 months, so that's good. Could have been like a year. And second of all, that's good because it was working. So we're coming back. We're coming back to the ads. We know combos that are working. and we're going to start running them again. And this time, I'm not giving up. They're going to work, and they're not necessarily going to make the business, but they are just one of the many pieces of the puzzle for getting new customers to our door. So I guess that is a good lesson in why you can't give up. But on the other hand, I don't believe you should just stick with something when it's clearly not working. But the only way you can be confident that it isn't working is when you know truly that you exhausted all the options for what you did. And I know with the ads, I can't tell you, we've exhausted every option, because I know that there's combinations of things we've never done. And so I can't tell you they don't work. So the giving up has always just been like a cop-out because it wanted to work on the new shiny thing, or just found it hard, so started looking elsewhere. But there's a few things that we know for sure that we've tried, one of which was our free plan with Navexa. What is this guy up to? Terrible driveway. Our free plan with Navexa was something we stuck with for so long, years. And we're like, no, it's gonna work, it makes sense, you get people on the free plan and then eventually they upgrade. But the fact of the matter was they never upgraded. People on the free plan were small-time investors who pretty much always remain small-time investors. So they never saw value in upgrading, which is fair enough. If the free plan does the job, it does the job. But all it ended up doing was bogging down every aspect of our business, like IT infrastructure, support, our mental headspace of thinking about, how do we do XYZ on the free plan? Or every time we release a new feature, it's like, does this go on the free plan? So there were all these little things that added up to make it a huge kind of brain drain and resource drain on the business. And eventually we just, bit the bullet and got rid of it. And a lot of people recommend, don't do that, you want the free plan. But since we've got rid of it, only good things have happened. We're now just getting the customers who we're after. We can provide top quality support because everyone who asks for help we know is a paying customer. So it's just worked better all round. So on that note, pulling up at home now. Make sure you work on high leverage activities today. Note to self. And on that note, get after it.